Welcome to Line Podcast, like it or not, the livest show in the O. We're ready to go. We in the building. To my right, it's OGB.
Mazel tov.
Straight ahead, Liddy Clemmy.
Man, I'm still trying to figure out my picks.
To my left, it's Little Oski.
Leading the pick pride, baby.
And I'm your host, Mr. Tokes. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's the first show post-anniversary. Things are looking beautiful.
Post Annie.
How's everybody doing?
Annie, are you okay?
Good, buddy. Yeah, Mike. I like it.
We in here.
Yeah, man. Leading the picks.
There's a good vibe going on today. Everybody seems like they're up, feeling good. Everything's zen in the den.
I won't let this rain hold me down.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, it's a new year for the show.
Yes, sir.
Look for a lot of new changes, including going video. Yes, we've only been asked 1,000 times. A lot of new upgrades about to happen, so looking forward to that. Inspired or not, a flower does not think about competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms.
Beautiful. Stay in your lane, baby.
Yeah.
Stay in your pot.
Do you?
You'll be all right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's hard to do as a human.
Right. Because flowers don't have politics and shit.
That's right.
Technically, they do.
Well, you can do it step by step. Eliminate status.
Yeah.
That's not everything.
Yeah.
All these materials.
Yeah, but they get rained on. They could be a depressed flower.
Yeah.
Then you got to worry about other fucking people
Getting-
pulling you out, pulling out of your roots.
If you're too pretty, you're going to get plucked.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that lawnmower always cut you down to size.
It doesn't discriminate.
That's right.
So
That's
you,
right.
So you're saying
The lawnmower's the equilibrium.
you're saying flowers can't avoid death and taxes.
That's
either.
that's the Grim Reaper.
I'm saying just be the fucking flower.
Damn
God damn it.
right.
Just bloom.
Be
Just
the
fucking
bloom.
bloom.
Be the flower, Danny. Be the flower.
Speaking of competing, my fantasy team sucks this year, dude. It's fucking terrible, man. I always get off to terrible starts, but this one,
You don't feel it. You don't feel it come back.
I don't think anything besides injuries might help me get back into this, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got my ass whooped by my sister the very first week. She beat me by like 50, dude. Like it wasn't just a mollywhopping, dude.
Your sister?
Yeah, it was like a fucking statement loss, man, because she's studying law and shit, dude, and like that's even worse. So she didn't even have time to study to kick my ass. She just kicked it.
Yeah.
So, and then my boy Jay Weezy obviously felt like Laura didn't do a good enough job kicking my ass, so he put his foot in my ass the second week. And dude, yesterday I played my sister's boyfriend and won 97.7 to 97.78.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. It
That's
was
wild.
It was
To
yeah.
the 10th.
Yeah, so I don't even like that win.
So you still kind of lost in that?
Dude, I fucking feel like I'm losing all over, dude.
God.
It's like winning by forfeit almost.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man. So Mr. Toke's showboats barely floats.
Change your name, bro.
But I was thinking though, you know how we used to play fantasy football back in the day? Oh, you like this, man. Before all these mobile apps and online deals came out and
draft
shit.
parties?
Oh yeah, dude, the commissioner's job was so much harder. I don't know if Clemmy played back then.
No, I wasn't really.
Dude, this is interesting right there. The commissioner's job was so much harder than it is today. He actually got a cut of the winnings.
Wow.
Because before internet and all this shit. By the way, shout out Chris, because that's the dude I'm talking about that got me into all this stuff. He listens to this show. He's one of the guys that got me playing. He was the commissioner of the league when I was in this league. It was about 20 years ago at one of my old jobs out in Daytona. And shout out to Nick, too, actually. He works at that job out there. Cheers, buddy. Anyways, so Chris is like one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet, right? He just wants everybody to get a fucking along and everybody to be happy. So I just met this dude, and he comes up to me 20 years ago. And he's like, "Do you play fantasy football, dude?" And I'm like, I've never heard of any sports fantasy related anything.
It's like you're doing crack.
Yeah.
You're like talking of unknown things.
Right.
It's like, hey man, do you do this?
Yeah, but
like,
anything.
do what?
Yeah, but with do you do fantasy drugs? You're like, what?
Come to my car, I'll show you.
So I'm like, dude, I don't know what fantasy is, but I play like real sports. If that's what you're asking me. And he's like, no, it's even better. He goes, it's the best thing ever. So then he explained how it worked, and he got me hooked. But back then, the commissioner's job was you had to go to the newspapers and you had to fucking get the stats from the games. And you had to do your
box scores.
And you had to get the box scores, and you had to go and do your own tallying and your point system and shit like that. It was time consuming as fuck. Now you have all these computers and shit, dude.
It's like an abacus.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
It really was, dude.
You will really be done before like the Saturday night before the next Sunday.
Right.
Probably done.
It was a pain in the ass, dude. And I remember this time, right? Chris calls me, and he's like, you lost. Sorry, buddy. But don't feel bad. I have to call Krenicki back and tell him he lost. I just told him he won. He's like, he's gonna be pissed. I said, so he's like, I didn't know. Ferris called me and told me he won. His kicker needed 23 points to win, and he got 27. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, 27 from a kicker is a lot.
Right, and games go late. You know what I mean? So like you wouldn't get that in the newspaper if the game was extra late.
Yeah.
So this is all shit this shit all went down like this. So
That was not fair, dude.
so he goes, I told Krenicki, you won. You're in the playoffs. Now I got to call him back and tell him, never mind. You lost by 3. Your season's over. Not good. And I was like, man, that shit. Those are crazy ass times, though, man.
Bro, because I remember when fantasy football or fantasy sports started in general, people would get in big fucking groups. There'd be so many parties and shit. And people still do it now.
Right.
But majority have their phones, and people are different states, and everybody's different time frame. So it's like you just like if you're in Cali, you could do that. You do it at 4. We'll do it at 7 on the East Coast, and everybody gets to do it. But back then, you used to like have stickers, and then you would go 1 to 12, back and forth, all the way through, and you would pick players. You would drink your ass off. You would hope someone else gets so fucked up that they picked up an injured player that's not playing. And you're like, fuck yeah, I get to get this guy.
And he'd be like, take a kicker early. They're good this year.
This is the year.
This is the year. Kickers are going to be good.
So much fun, though.
So I looked up when fantasy football was invented because it got me thinking. 1962.
There's no fucking way.
But it had to go dormant for a while, like dropped off or something.
Fantasy
And
gridiron.
it came because it was gone and then came back.
There's no fucking
Kind of like that, actually, Mike. Fantasy gridiron football emerged in 1962 when Bill Winkenback, then part owner of the Raiders football team, gathered with some friends in a New York City hotel. All together, they created the first fantasy football league, which was dubbed the GOPPPL, the Greater Oakland Professional Pigskin Prognosticators League. Now, it became popular in 1997.
Shout out to the Raiders from Vinton Fantasy.
So that's what you're talking about, Mike. Until the internet age, it kind of was just
popped off.
Whatever. Yeah. Soon, with the advent of the internet, things began to quickly change. Although Winkenback died in 1993 at the age of 81, fantasy football soon became the massive hit that it is today. In 1997, CBS started an online fantasy football league, and it immediately became popular.
Oh, man, I feel like it should be named after him then.
Exactly.
Don't-
That's a good call, dude.
Don't Tommy John me and then name it something else. Name that
But
bitch
that
after
what was
someone.
is the Papa? What was it? How many P's was in there?
2 P's.
GOPPPL, the
3 Ps.
Greater Oakland Professional Pigskin Prognosticators League.
3 P's.
Bro,
Easy to call it fantasy.
Yeah,
but just think about it.
prognosticators.
Think about it. Back then, right? He probably had his boys, and it was just like, well, fuck it. I can't own Bart Starr, but that bitch will throw a touchdown.
If you
give
think
me my
about it,
team.
yeah, it makes it makes it like doable. You're like, dude, we could play a game within a game here. If we just think about this, we could have the points count for something. All the stats count for something. Touchdowns count for touchdowns. Holy shit, I think I'm onto something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hold my GOPPPP idea.
That's Geo Triple P.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, man. Why not name it after Winkenback, dude?
Hell yeah.
You know?
Wickenback League.
Yeah.
You want to
But
join
it's
my Wickenback
Captain
League?
Winky.
Captain Wiki.
Exactly.
But if that
That
dude
should be someone's
would've
team name.
that dude came to you 20 years ago and be like, "Hey man, you want to join my winking back league?" You'd be like, "Hell
You
no!"
probably punch him in the face.
Like fantasy's any better.
You want to jump my fantasy? The
Thought
fuck
Chris wanted to have gay sex with me at first. I'm like, what is this shit, man?
It's 6 if you come with me right now.
I got a confession, fantasy confession.
Uh-huh.
Up to like 5 years ago, I was closed-minded about it. I was like, I don't fuck fantasy football, man. Fuck that shit. That's not me.
Because of the name of it, sounded weak.
Just
That's what I did.
You
Yeah,
thought you had
just
to
because
be
it wasn't.
blindfolded?
Just because it wasn't real. you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You thought you had to be blindfolded and talk about men?
I thought it was, I don't know, not pure, not true to the game.
Because
flawless or something. You know, just
it's like a
stupid
game of Go
reasons,
Fish where
whatever.
it's not lucky. You just pick up and go, and you win. If
Yeah.
you win, you win. Like bingo
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
It was too like cartoony Mickey Mouse. It's like fuck. It's like
That-
It is
Rainbow
very
Bright.
because when you think about it, it's like you have a bunch of men that you're worried about and you're cheering for, and you have time invested. Because it's not as easy as pick them and that's it. You throw it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But for the past 3 years, I've been trying to get into a fantasy league. Like, hey man, can I roll with you? Can I hang out with you?
Can I be down with you? Can I be down with you?
You know, but no,
fantasy.
Actually,
Still not yet.
now that you think about it, it's kind of like, it's like you're coaching a team when you're
Fuck
doing
yeah.
it, because you have
You're a
the
general
players.
manager, yeah.
You're basically saying, all right, you pick your players first of all in a draft. So there's and then depending on if you're a PPR league or not, it could or add defensive players or not. It gets really in depth.
And then if you want to think about
Trading.
it more, right? So Mike, you got to do trading, right? Because you could trade players, like if you fucking really own them. Then you got to worry about, oh shit, it's raining in Seattle. They may not throw the ball. They may run the ball a lot. Maybe I'll put it in this person instead of this person. Oh, it's windy. Man, they may not kick a lot of field goals. They might do this.
Right.
And it's like your brain scrambling. It's like, I have a fucking kid. I have to change his diaper.
Yeah. And then the sucky thing about that is, like, when I was in a whole bunch of fucking leagues,
how many at once was it?
dude, I was in like 12 or 13 leagues one time.
God bless your soul.
And it was stupid because as soon as you get to that point, you're rooting for and against yourself.
Hell
So,
yeah.
like, say I got Drew Brees. He throws a touchdown. Somebody just threw one against me with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm rooting for myself, and I'm rooting. So I'm like, what's the fucking point? This is video
That's
games
too
all
much.
over again. I got to stop this shit. So, yeah. But the cool thing about the commissioner for that he doesn't have to mess with is back in the day, you had to turn your lineups in before every Thursday night. So getting a hold of 8 to 12 people every week fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Constant updates, and I mean constant, whether it's injuries, trades, drops, ads, waiver wire options. I remember asking free agents availability. I would call them, and I'd be like, yo, so-and-so, available? He'd be like, hold on, I'll check. So he would call, and sometimes it would take like fucking a while, depending on, because we're all at work and shit, doing this shit while we're on the next tel. Boop boop.
You're like playing phone tag trying to figure that
dude.
shit out.
So like he'd be like out there like, I'm driving pile, can't hear shit. I'll call you back, and then finally, boop boop. Nope. He's all yours, bud. You got the stud. And it was a celebration. But I kind of liked it like that because it wasn't
that's
everything
pure.
just given to you. And you couldn't play 13 leagues without actually putting in a bunch of fucking work to play 13 leagues.
much.
So you had to earn what you did. So everybody was only in one league back then because you never had a commissioner that was going to do a million numbers every time the scores came in every night. So, but I thought that was pretty cool, man. It was, everybody was talking a lot of shit, and it was a lot of camaraderie through it.
It does bring people together.
Yeah,
If you don't get like a hardcore person,
100%.
it's too much. It's all fun and games. It's like, fuck.
So let's go to the bubble, but we're going off the court. Closed El Centro sweet shops in the lobby wasn't attracting enough customers. Closed the bar in the lobby of the Grandestino Tower. Closed for the same reason. Not enough customers. What is going on? ESPN reports when Jimmy Butler checked into his hotel, he wasn't interested in the coffee made with prepackaged pods that came from the room. Luckily, the Miami Heat star had brought his own setup, including a French press, a pour-over, and a grinder. That's really all you need to know. So the shit got so popular, he ordered more equipment and started his own business.
Jimmy Butler.
It's called Big Face Coffee. It already went viral, dude. He just scribbled his fucking face on a cup, dude, and basically
he wears his own merch now.
Right.
What?
Life after basketball.
Yeah, dude. So he's pushing these fucking coffee cups and he's putting people in the bubble out of business, dude, because his coffee's so fucking good.
Well, think about it, right? Because you're going there and you're going to be attracted to the little things. But it's like if the players are in their room and they really don't give a fuck and they think in their head they're helping their boy out with his business, it's like, yeah, man, fuck it. Disney got enough money. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll start you off.
Facts.
And then all you got is, then once the public hear about that, now it's, where can I get Big Face Coffee from?
Right. Right. But hold on now. He overprices it, says his teammate Bam Adebayo. He said, Bam Adebayo says, small, medium, large, it's all $20. 2 smalls is $50. Despite the steep prices, players keep coming back forking over 20s. Point guard Goran Dragic goes for the cappuccinos. Veteran forward Udonis Haslem prefers shots of espresso. And the most popular are the vanilla lattes. And
I also, bro.
But Butler says, I make them with love. So you think that coffee's gonna get so you think he's gonna sell some to the Lakers and try to put something in it, like a Utah pizza game, like the fucking food poisoning shit?
Hell no.
Put some
I hope not.
They say what is that Visine? If you put that in, you'll get the runs or something. If you put it, you'll shit your pants. Isn't that what we read, Mike, a while back?
Yeah, JJ let us know about that.
Yeah. Would you like your latte with an ass whooping, sir? Extra drizzle? Nah, I thought that was a cool story, though, man. He's in there selling coffee, man, pushing it, you know. I mean, shit, the rich get richer, but if you got dude, that French press ain't no joke, bro.
Yeah.
That's just some good-ass coffee, bro.
And the thing you thought about to bring it with you, bro. Like, you're sitting there like, what do I need? Like, what?
He's actually hooking him up, doing him a favor, you know, because he's putting in work and taking away from...
Yeah, from his time. He's just chilling.
You know?
Yeah,
that's a lot of fucking coffee to be made.
That is. Apparently. Even if it's just for your teammates. That's still a lot of coffee.
Yeah, he's got all of them for 20. Small, medium, large, 20. I'm looking it up right now. So apparently Jimmy Butler.
That's so easy, too. Just throw 20 down.
Yeah. French press at Disney,
It's the
baby.
convenience factor. They don't think about that shit.
Especially when you're winning games. They're like, oh, all right, man, I'll celebrate with a coffee.
Yeah. Well, he said he's giving his teammates some for winning. If they play good, like he'll give them a free one.
But also, it's like it's almost funny. Like it's an indulgence. You know, it's something, a luxury indulgence that they can have inside the bubble. You know, they're looking for shit like that. You know,
facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And dude,
and it's just good stories because it's like, when else are you gonna ever in your life be like, hey, remember when we was at the hotel and Jimmy was selling the coffees?
Yeah, dude. Those coffees were fire, man. That's what got us through.
Right. Man, I supposed to gave him like $5,000 for coffee.
Yeah, man. I Jimmy Butler's a good guy too, man. I love that guy. But the coffees, man, and the bubble, dude. The bubbles. So now let me get this straight. Now everybody's gone.
Yes,
it's just the Lakers and the Miami.
Now
so
it's
as
really
you lose,
like a
you can leave.
military camp, like Mike was saying.
Man, I wonder how that is.
They graduated.
I wonder if they even see each other at all before
probably.
games. I don't think they do.
No, because I was thinking the Western and the Eastern Conference was in 2 different bubbles.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they probably, but now they're going to be in the same bubble because it's
a finals court. Yeah,
it's a finals court.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Disney's
they'll all
big.
be in the finals court.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they keep them separated.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to, especially with the coronavirus. You don't know.
They're arguing who's got to move. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
Let them move.
And then their family is there now, so it's not like.
Yeah, they're integrating the families in now and stuff like that.
Florida is open.
Yeah, man. It's crazy out there right now because I think worldwide it just hit 1 million coronavirus deaths worldwide. So it's still going.
It's 203 in America right now.
203,000?
Yeah.
Jesus. So yeah, I don't know what to make of that, but I know the Titans ended up just getting five players.
Was
it five? Dude, now it's in the NFL, man. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that, dude. We just got going, and now here we go again.
You tell me that after I made my picks.
Yeah, well,
it's insider knowledge. You had that beforehand.
Yeah, and well, they're shutting down the Vikings and the Titans
because they played each other.
Yeah, so they're shutting the whole fucking thing down for the players for the next 5 days or until Saturday, I think it was what they said. So
yeah, at least they got that time.
Yeah,
in the NFL, NBA doesn't have that much time between games.
Yeah, and all the NFL players,
they'll be missing it.
And all the NFL personnel has those proximity chips on their wrists too, so they could basically, if you tested positive, they could look at your proximity chip and see exactly who you've been close to, who you've associated, so they could pull them instantly, get them tested. Yeah, that's a great invention right there. We all need. Why don't we all have them?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And talk about eradicating the fuck out of something.
Other countries, they got stuff like that going on, but that's
a good future thing. I think that's better than a fucking vaccine. You got a proximity chip, so we know to be aware of something if it comes here. So let's say coronavirus comes on, but this time we got proximity chips.
But chips and people, bro, that gets kind of weird.
No, he's
no, it's a watch.
Okay, yeah,
it's a watch, but
it's kind of scary.
It says a chip, but it's a watch.
Yeah, okay.
It's just like carrying a phone, but it tells you who you were around. So
I know that technology.
That way, if somebody gets sick, you could say, okay, all these people were around them, bring them in. And there's no bullshit. They're not going around and infecting other people. They're coming directly in. And you could eradicate shit like that. You could actually, that's how you quarantine outside of quarantine.
Yeah.
You kind of
But the NFL is thinking about even going to, if it gets like bad, going to a bubble scenario. So,
we already said that. Yeah. We said that they should have done that from the beginning.
But then that's a whole lot more people. So I don't know, bro. I know the
NBA have to do it without people.
I know the NBA, that model worked for this time. It's like, it's almost weird to see. It was going to be weird next year to see people in the stands.
Yeah. If it works for one, why not do it for the other?
The NFL should do like division bubbles, like you said.
Yeah, smaller.
4 bubbles.
I just think that if you got an example of something that works, this is why college is almost inevitably not going to work. Mm-hmm. It's something has worked, and it's only worked because you've isolated it into this place, and you've cut off all outside sources, families. And I know it sounds terrible, but for right now, you kind of stay the course, right? Why would you go off the track and do something different if it was working for you?
Because you got to go get them hot wings, like
James Harden. No, who was that?
Lou
Will.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Yeah, Lemon Pepper Lou.
The strip club. I wonder what strip club that was with the good wings.
Them lemon pepper wings be good though.
Yeah, man, Sweet Lou with the sweet wings. No, but I just think that it's
Sweet Lou lemon peppers.
It's unfortunate, man, because we got this going, but you think that now this is crazy, all right? Because how I am. I listen to Life and stuff. You think with all the chaos in the world, it's Life's way of saying, hey, we don't need to be paying attention to sports right now. We need to keep our mind
in regards to what though.
In regards to everything, the wildfires, coronavirus, police brutality, everything that's going on in the world right now.
What are you saying to look at it through what lens? Like basketball or sports not happening because people are getting sick, so to stop it?
Well, more or less, like you have this to take your mind off of the real world bullshit that's going on right now. So you shouldn't be lucky enough to have this. But you haven't earned this.
That's what I thought about when the players were going on strike. Remember? I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Because they only did it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers skipped warm up and jumped back.
It's all about money, I think, at the end of the day, man. And it is business. And each league, I think, is, they're going to have their season. They're going to make some money. They have to.
Oh, they have to.
That's what it comes down to. They got to pay these salaries.
And NBA players got to get the
it's like,
fans back in the stands. You want to get paid?
We got to play through Corona.
Yeah.
We got to take that risk.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
And you gotta think about the sports bring a certain civility to. Just imagine how crazy it was getting before we had sports. Imagine you got a whole nother 6 months, no sports. People got nothing else to do but look at.
Be a lot more shootings going on. Probably.
Yeah, it'd be so crazy.
That's why they got hookers, man. Some motherfuckers that they don't kill anybody.
But dudes don't be
make it legal.
Make it legal.
Get them hookers in the bubble.
Yeah,
I think sometimes if the dog shits on the carpet, you got to show the dog the shit before you discipline it and say, look, man, you need to look at this shit. And that's kind of what we need to do when we have sports. We don't have to look at the shit.
Yeah,
we could just take our mind off of it, and I think that's an easy escape for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and I think that sometimes, you have to break that feeling, and you just have to say, all right, man, we have to own this. We have to own this as a group. We can't say, hey, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Because then you get nowhere.
Because like I was so on board when you just asked if maybe we shouldn't. And I love sports, man. Like, I'm up there.
Too.
I don't gamble. It doesn't mean I don't love sports. I love it. And if it would have brought attention to what the fuck's going on in the world and give it a break, I was on board from the jump.
Well, it's not really a distraction though, because I mean, it's inundated with with what's going on with social injustice, and they're really putting it out there. It's not. I don't think it's like a distraction, really. I mean, it's so prevalent in sports. The movement and everything.
Yeah, for a guy like me, it's totally a distraction because I don't see the Black Lives Matter on the court when I watch it. I don't see any of that. It fades away from me. I really don't even. I don't even notice it because it's a regular thing in my life. But
it's not. Maybe you don't. It's not there for.
I know what you're saying. It's right. I know what you're saying.
You're not everybody. You're not the majority.
Right.
Maybe.
I'm just saying that the distraction sometimes, like especially with the way things have been going in this last month or week with the Breonna thing, advertising and marketing and saying, hey, all this awareness and stuff, it's one thing, but it's when nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was on board with you, man.
Yeah.
When I look
when
I look at the court, like even the Disney, like even like the finals, when they put the finals on the court, maybe every now and then during the series, I would notice it on the court. But for the most part, when I'm watching the game so intently. I don't think I guess I'm.
That's so weird though, right? Because you got people that aren't watching because it's on the court.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm not racist. I don't need to see that shit. And it's like, so why does it bother you? Well,
yeah,
it's like, not there for you, so why does it bother you?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's a lot to think about, but I guess we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back. Welcome back, Lion Podcast.
Please subscribe.
Tell them again.
Please subscribe.
Chicken.
Over here in the Zen Den.
We were talking a couple shows ago about the consequences of kneeling during the national anthem. Now, it's one thing to be a millionaire because you're protected, like Colin Kaepernick, or, you got your space. Nobody has easy access to you. It's a different deal. But when you're a youth football team, CBS News reports youth football team received death threats for kneeling during the national anthem. While protesters say they are only protesting injustice, detractors say kneeling during the national anthem is disrespectful to the military, to the country, and or police. Regardless of the controversy it's created, many athletes have copied Kaepernick's expression of protest, most especially in football, where even youth teams have taken to kneeling during the national anthem to express concerns ranging from bullying to police violence. At every level, athletes who kneel in protest have reported death threats, from vague to specific, like being lynched. In Beaumont, Texas, the Beaumont Bulls youth football team had been kneeling in protest to protest bullying, gang violence, and other problems, reported CBS Beaumont affiliate KFDM TV. With that protest has come death threats against kids ranging from ages 11 to 14. In a statement to KDFM, the Beaumont Bulls said their choice to express themselves has now made them a target for hateful comments and threats to their lives. Parents saying kids are being threatened with lynching even. So
kids
11 to 14, dude, that's a youth football team. And that's kind of where I'm getting at with this whole thing. It's like, it's an adult thing and then it bleeds over into
how can you be the want to lynch a kid over?
That's fucking ignorance. That's stupid. That makes
ignorance.
Yeah, that's fucking
racist.
Are you surprised about being surprised or what?
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know, man. I just don't think kids should be dealing with this shit. That's what grown-ups are for.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's great that they, like the causes, man. I mean, I don't see you have a problem with it, but
it's kind of like, but like I said a couple shows back, where I said that this is kind of here to stay.
Yeah,
it's kind of here to that's just the new way that people are.
Well, if nothing changes, then that makes sense. That it'll be here to stay.
Yeah.
Is that how you base your prediction, basically?
Yeah, I mean, until people really start until people are not upset about the kneeling, are more upset about the cause of why the kids are kneeling, and then it'll be. I mean,
those are all worthy causes.
Yeah.
You know,
add funding education to them kneeling.
Yeah.
What's that?
Because the narrative will just change then. Because then it'll be. I don't know. I'm trying not to be funny in this moment. I'm just trying to understand, like, if they were kneeling for something else, like you're saying Xbox, which is silly, right? But then would the narrative change, like, oh, well, guess you support all Xboxes and you're racist against PlayStation, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
what are you talking about, dog? It's like, I just want one thing. It doesn't mean that I'm against something.
Not everything is worth kneeling over, but gang violence and social injustice, bullying. I believe those are great causes, but we shouldn't have to be kneeling to fix that shit.
Right. And I think it's admirable that these kids are taking it upon themselves to say, dude, not only are they protesting police violence, they're protesting gang violence. And they're saying, dude, we don't want this shit in our fucking neighborhood.
And kids should be off limits. Like, if you're an adult and you feel, even if you feel that adamant about people not kneeling or not kneeling or whatever your point is, but that's a kid, bro. So if their parents or whoever is in charge is allowing them to kneel or whatever, maybe they may be misinformed in your opinion. At the end of the day, they still are kids, and it's not your job to threaten violence on kids.
Well, buddy, that's why we're doing this story.
Absolutely,
that's
not.
what racism is, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's not a moral switch there to say, these are kids. I'm not going to do it. No, it's just hate, man. Yeah. It's straight up hate, and it's out there. And this is one youth football team in the country. How many youth football teams are out there?
That's what I was gonna say. Just one out of how many, but it's big news, and but it does flesh out these fucking maniacs that threaten kids.
Yeah, it's like
I hope they all get what they deserve. Similar threats of death by lynching have also been leveled up against other athletes after 3 University of Nebraska athletes took to knee during the national anthem before a 2016 game. One of their players that kneeled, senior linebacker Michael Rose-Ivy, said he and his teammates received far worse reactions than criticism. Even though he is not anti-police, anti-military, nor anti-American, Rose-Ivy said, I'm still referred to on Facebook and Twitter as a clueless, confused N-word by my former high school classmates, friends, peers, and even Husker fans. Some believe Deshaun Neal, Muhammad Berry, and myself should be kicked off the team or suspended. Some say we deserve to be lynched or shot just like the other black people that died recently. Another believed that since we didn't want to stand for the anthem, that we should be hung before the anthem on the next game.
Huh?
These are actual statements we received from fans. Dude, what more do you need to know than to know that people need to fucking act right, dude? And it's a group effort that we all need to hold people like this accountable, dude. If you're at a youth football game and you see somebody acting up like this, I hope the biggest motherfucker there is going to go put the fucking ass whooping down on that bitch in front of the whole stands, in front of all the kids, so they see this shit is not welcome.
Right.
This shit is not welcome, man. But then you got everybody has a gun, and it makes it more dangerous.
It's just
it's a playing field that's not fucking safe, man, for anybody right now. And it doesn't matter where you're at. So, talk about national security, talk about protecting our country, man. It all starts within. We got to take care of everything
but
inside.
if kids can't change it, that uphill battle's a motherfucker.
Mike's right though.
Kids can't appeal to your soft reception. Well, maybe it's something to this.
Well, kids aren't gonna change a damn thing, dude. But they're gonna do kid things.
No, I'm not saying change. I'm saying it's an uphill battle because they're voicing their opinion, and that's a problem.
Right.
And it's like, yo, what are you teaching them? It's like, you mean change? You mean to be bigger than yourself?
Right. But these are the same kids, though, that they're having adult conversations with hey, this is what you're supposed to do when you get approached by an officer.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what why, Mom? Why is it different? Why does Johnny not get that conversation? Why do I talk to Brian next door and he's never even had that conversation? Well, what's going on? And then you have to answer that question.
Yeah.
And then you have to answer the next question.
Yeah,
so it's not a surprise that these kids are kneeling during their youth football teams. They're inundated with the same shit that we are.
Yeah. because they live in it.
That's the unfortunate.
Let me
thing.
ask you this: do you think that eliminating the national anthem before any game is an attempt to remove attention from these causes or these issues, or do you think it would be more beneficial just to eliminate all this controversy, this bullshit that doesn't? I mean, I don't mean it's bullshit, but I'm just saying.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You're trying to help. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, it would just.
I don't have an answer for that, Mike.
Sports, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think.
I mean, at that level, whatever.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
and a lot of people are asking, why do we have to? Because if it caused so much division, because like at a game, like even the regular high school game, like 2 years ago, like 2-3 years ago, everybody stood up and put their hand across their heart, and now it's like it's visible. Some people just sitting down, some people standing up and not putting their hand up. And I mean, I grew up, we were just in class, we just put your hand over your heart. So I just always do that. So and I played sports, and it was something we always did. So I think because my level of awareness is different. I mean, I understand the protest, and I understand why people are kneeling. But then I understand if a person choose not to, then that person is not for the down of the cause either. So it's just so many different.
But Clement, that's wisdom.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just
right.
To answer your question, Mike.
Common sense, not common.
Yeah.
Sorry, to answer your question, if you do away with it, do you?
Yeah, I thought that was a great. It was a great comment.
Yeah, my question is.
I don't know.
I mean, my question to you back would be: do you think it could ever be looked as cowardly? Would it be like,
for what?
Oh, here they go, hiding in the shadows, pulling away the national anthem, like Mike said.
No.
Would that do anything?
No, it would eliminate it, but then I'm trying to guess what the public would do. I mean, let's say we take the anthem out right now.
Yeah,
I think
they
they would
find
still
a way
do it.
to
But I
do
think
it.
the media is also being the devil in this too, because kneeling for the national anthem in professional level is becoming old news. So now they're covering youth football doing it. And, and that's huge news.
Right.
And they're just fueling it. They don't give a shit about the cause.
Oh, media is definitely a fuck it. But you're right. But you're 100% right. That's the thing we all have to go back to on the drawing board and remind ourselves when we get mad at each other. We'll be like, dude, nobody here is to blame for shit. It's the people that are fueling this fire.
But real talk, I mean, if you think about the media is the reason why so many people have black phobia. Because the way the media
correct
portray blacks
100%
in media, and then on the same level, so it's just that's why it gets very convoluted and tricky, because it's like not everybody, like I keep saying, everybody that's has wisdom, that don't mean they are not for the cause.
Right.
And just because some people are kneeling, that don't mean they even understand what they kneeling
right.
for. So it's just so many people, and then there's some people just mad because they neighbor mad. They don't even know why they're mad.
Right.
Kind of like you did with the other week about the football. It's like, bro, why you giving up football over?
Right.
It's like, so it's like we have all these different people that are parakeeting like whatever he feel they may be parakeeting at that moment, and everybody rah 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 behind that parakeet. But then if you really stop and look at it, like you may not even be that mad. Or you may not.
Yeah, if you just take a moment to think about it.
You may still want to stand up and put your hand across your heart. You may still, it's just and you still may have. It's so many different ways, and I think that goes to the point of we're in America, we should be able to protest without, if it's not hurting nobody, the way we choose to, and it shouldn't be that big of a, outcry.
Too many. When I saw the NFL reached out to veterans and to wounded warriors, and they came together and they spent days together and they talked straight. It's like, and they've said it. It's like, look, we're not disrespecting veterans. We're not disrespecting the flag. Right. I mean, do you not hear those words? These angry people. You didn't hear that.
No.
And then when I see people missing arms and legs that are in there and understand this. And fucking, Johnny Smith, who served in a fucking, fucking supply fucking warehouse during the war. He's fucking the angry veteran. It's like,
I fought for my country. No, bro, you fix soup. That's what you did. You fixed soup.
I think you make a good point, Mike.
If you take a minute to think about this,
you make a good point, and then you got all these people that are missing limbs and shit, and they get it.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, I sacrificed, and I'm sitting here, and I know exactly why my limbs are gone, what I sacrificed for, and you're sitting over here with all your fucking limbs, you don't even fucking get it, and you made it back okay, or whatever, and it's a moral obligation to not just sit back and be on the majority of people's side, whether you think it's the majority or not. But it's your moral obligation as a human being to pay your rent, to be on this fucking planet, to be open-minded and say, well, maybe I'm not in the right. Yeah, how many decisions you make in one day? Just one day. Just one day. You make a million fucking decisions from the time you get out of bed, whether you want to go to work that morning, brush your teeth or not. Well, you make a million fucking decisions a day. Now I'm exaggerating a million, but it's a lot.
It's up there.
What is it to just change? That's why it's so important to always think and say, all right, man, maybe a decision could go one way or it could go the other. You're either right or you're either fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So
roll the dice, bitch.
So to change your mind on shit should be an option for you when you look in the mirror. You should say, you know what, man, maybe I do got something I could figure out here or do right. Because the definition of doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results is insanity. And I hate to think that this whole fucking country is insane, but it seems to be the case. But you got national anthem singers Megan Lindsay, a country singer and a former contestant on The Voice, took a knee after performing the Star Spangled Banner. Lindsay got endless hate mail, endless threats. MLS players, Reggie Cannon, NASCAR, we talked about Bubba the other day, allegedly, if that was what it was. You got MLB players. You even got cheerleaders. 3 Southern Illinois University cheerleaders say they faced a barrage of threatening comments via social media after they took a knee at a Saluki football game. And I looked up Saluki. It's University of Northern Iowa. Nobody wants to die at a Saluki football game, But no, real talk, though. Like,
that's a lot to get enraged because of that, bro.
That's
deep.
And it's out there, so everybody's got to be. You know what it is, Mike. You know what it is, dude. We all have to understand that everybody's got their own fucking problems.
Yeah.
That's what we need to understand, because everybody only looks at their own problems and they say, "Well, what are we gonna do about my problems?"
I like bad bitches.
I can't.
That's your problem.
He's ASAP Rocky, But truth be told, though, that I think is the biggest problem, man. I think too many people think, "What about me?" instead of saying, "What about us?"
Yeah. And everything is not an offense to you, dude. Like,
right?
Nobody, like when whoever's kneeling, I'm quite sure he's not pinpointing you out the crowd to say, "You over there, I'm kneeling because you oppressed me. I kneel."
And you know what's really
not my tribe leader said.
And you know what's really ironic? These people that are being triggered and losing it, they're the ones sitting over there going, "Hey, look at the snowflake. Snowflake.
Yeah.
You're a fucking snowflake.
They're bully,
You're being a fucking snowflake.
Yeah, that's true.
You are what you're fucking calling them.
Yeah.
You're the fucking snowflake.
Yeah.
I'm such a victim. You fucking snowflake all at the same time. How could that both be true? I'm a bully and I'm a victim. Way to go. Way to go. That's what you got in America. And then you got all these other countries looking at us going, these fucking bully victim bitches, they don't even know what they are when they look in the mirror every morning. They're fucking confused as fuck, dude.
How did they make it this fucking far?
I saw one chick, just real quick before we get into Kendrick Johnson. She posted something about Trump and the taxes, $750, and she goes, "But I'd really like to see Hillary's emails." I'm like, we're all getting fucked.
Right.
We're all getting fucked. There's no good out of any of that.
Point the fingers, like The Office, remember?
But that's all I see.
You know what? I saw one today. It's like vote for Biden because we're tired of the lies. They both lie.
They lie.
It's like
tired of lies.
Tired of lies. That's not good reason.
Yeah.
It's not even a reason.
Like he gonna get in there and be like, I will never say another lie. You just lied when you said
you
that. You
just lied when you said the lie. You're tired of the lies.
I could run for president if that's all it takes. I can go up here and tell you what's fucking wrong with America and not tell you how I'm going to fix it.
Yeah. Just tell me. Give me my teleprompter. Yeah. I can read that, bitch.
You just need the rock up there. That's why.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
People's eyebrow.
I saw that too. All right, we got to get serious here. Kendrick Johnson. Remember that name, everybody? He was one of the first stories me and Mike covered a while back. It was a horrific
Up there
story
in Georgia.
Yes, sir. The famous Georgia, or infamous Georgia.
Was this at in Brunswick?
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a horrific story about a 17-year-old kid that was found stuck upside down in a rolled-up gym mat in Lowndes High School in around 2013. Initially, the cause of death was determined accidental, said the U.S. Justice Department, citing insufficient evidence. A medical examiner determined Johnson died as positional asphyxia. Family of Kendrick Johnson had his body exhumed and got a second autopsy. The second autopsy concluded Johnson's death was a homicide. Evidence of blunt force trauma to the right of Kendrick's neck near the jaw, and the manner of death was not accidental. He also found hemorrhages to the jawline area not detected in the GBI's autopsy report. In January, Johnson's parents filed a $100 million civil suit against dozens of local and state officials as they claim officials helped plot fake evidence. By the way, let it be noted that Kendrick's shoulders were measured at 19 inches wide, and the diameter of the hole found was only 14 inches wide. Also, the coroner, Bill Watson, is usually called as soon as the body is found. He was notified 5 hours later. He's also been very vocal about it since the beginning. The coroner also said the body was moved before he arrived, added that was highly unusual. He believes the entire scene was compromised. Bill Watson also said in an email to CNN following the interview, "I would appreciate it if you would destroy this interview with me. I do not want this to be shown whatsoever. I feel that our situation should never be aired." And that was just a piece of the very long email he sent. It didn't show the rest of it. Okay, now to the organs. I don't remember this part, Mike, about the initial report, so this must be newer. But we're going somewhere with all this. There's some new information to come out. So, okay, now the organs. When forensic pathologist Bill Anderson received Kendrick's bodies before performing a second autopsy, all of Kendrick's internal organs, including his brain, his heart, and his lungs, were missing, as first reported by CNN. Instead, Johnson's body was filled with newspaper. The image of the corpse filled with newspaper is shocking, yes, but beyond that, it was troubling for Anderson because it limited his ability to draw conclusions about how Kendrick died. Anderson found evidence from blunt force trauma in Kendrick's tissue and bones, but would have benefited from examining the organs, most significantly the lungs. The initial autopsy report declared that Kendrick died of positional asphyxia, yet the report noted that Johnson's right lung weighed 260 grams and his left weighed 240 grams. Anderson said if Kendrick did, in fact, die of positional asphyxia, his lungs likely would weigh much more. Now, newspaper filling the space, there's no telling what the lungs may have shown us. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which conducted the initial autopsy, told CNN that they returned all the organs to the body before sending it to the funeral home for the burial. Yet, the funeral home director wrote in a letter to Johnson's that he never received the organs. Crazy, right? So what's more is CNN obtained photos and video that further show the gym, what the gym looked like at the time Kendrick's body was found. Of note, a shoe, which did not belong to Kendrick, was found yards away from his body, flecked with what appears to be blood. The sheriff's department said the substance on the shoe was not blood, so the shoe was not collected as evidence. Also, there was blood on the wall nearby. Footage shows exactly how much blood there was, several streaks running down side by side on a white wall. Authorities tested the blood for DNA and found that it did not belong to Kendrick, yet the blood's origin remains a mystery. No other tests have been done. Now the surveillance cameras, and this just keeps getting fucked.
There were blank spots before. Right?
Yeah. The surveillance tape from 4 cameras in the gym raised more questions than answers. The footage in the gym only showed a few seconds of Johnson while he was jogging. The camera that was fixed on the gym mats where his body was found was blurry. Even more concerning, the tapes contained no timestamps and footage seemed to be sporadic. Footage showed students intermittently appearing, then suddenly vanishing. Lowndes High School claims that the video is raw feed with no edits, and Lowndes County Sheriff's Office stands by its investigation. CNN hired a forensic video expert analysis, Grant Fredericks, to analyze the footage. He concluded that the footage had been altered and could not be trusted. The surveillance videos have been altered in a number of ways, primarily in image quality and information loss, he said. So let's recap, shall we? Hemorrhages to this jawline that were not detected by the GBI's autopsy report. First. Second, Kendrick's shoulders 5 inches wider than the diameter of the mat. That's another one. The coroner delay. 5 hours later, he was notified. The scene was messed up. No organs. All right. Forensic investigator refused to test evidence. In this case, was a sneaker with spattered something on it. Based off a fucking educated guess, I guess, that you're not going to test it. That's where I say fuck you.
Yeah.
You didn't even collect it as evidence. It's one thing to not test something. It's another thing to not even bag or tag it. It's like, okay, maybe I think it's not good or going to be useful, but I would think a good investigator would take every fucking possible thing there and put it in the bag.
If it was blood on the wall and it didn't belong to the victim, then I'm thinking it's the perpetrator's blood. I
mean, is this just getting fucking crazy or what, dude?
No, man, it's not crazy. It's sad as fuck.
I mean, you're there to determine the cause of death. You're not going to collect the evidence?
No.
Or to say something's not evidence is even more foolish. At least have it ruled out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least have it ruled out.
Yeah, and then the blood on the wall, not Kendrick's, who was it? And then the fucking surveillance cameras, 4 that were in the gym. This place had 37 cameras on the school campus. So that tells you what kind of campus it was. Probably a lot of problems and shit like that. Yeah. This area was interesting. Now, who is Kendrick Johnson? This is important because I'm still going somewhere with this. He was a talented student athlete. It is now known that Johnson's popularity made him a target of envy among his peers, that the son of a retired FBI agent admitted to killing Johnson over a girl they both liked. Johnson was an honor roll student as well as a well-known athlete, which got him a lot of attention, especially with the females. Kendrick's popularity began to make people jealous. Both Kendrick and Brian Bell constantly argued with each other over a girl named Taylor Eakin. It was determined she was having sexual affair with Kendrick Johnson. So now I say all this because a new witness has come along. On August 6th, 2 days before the Johnsons were ordered to pay attorney fees, Chevin King, the Johnsons' lawyer, filed an affidavit in opposition to the pending fees, ruling that it contained a statement from a 27-year-old Valdosta man, Ryan Anthony Domecq Hernandez. In the statement, Domecq Hernandez claims that he was at Brandon Bell's Jacksonville apartment in April 2016 when Brandon told him what happened. Here's the statement. I got it here. It says, "My name is Ryan Anthony Domecq Hernandez, and I am over 21 years of age. I am giving this declaration voluntarily, and I have a personal knowledge of the facts stated herein and know them to be true. I met Brandon Bell in April 2016 and on one occasion was with him at his apartment in Jacksonville, Florida, when he told me that his younger brother killed Kendrick Johnson. According to Brandon Bell, Brian Bell, Ryan Hall, and Kendrick Johnson were in the gym when an argument between Brian and Kendrick began. The argument was over Brian's girlfriend. According to Brian Bell, Brian was taking steroids at the time, and out of roid rage, he struck Kendrick in the neck with a 45-pound weight or dumbbell. Brandon Bell stated that Brian Bell opened that the aforementioned blow may have broken Kendrick's neck. According to Brandon, Ryan Hall was the witness to the fight, and Brian Bell told Ryan that if he kept quiet and help him move Kendrick's body, his father, now retired FBI agent Rick Bell, would make sure he wouldn't pay for it. So, damn. The rest of the statement says, Brandon Bell also told me that his father got in touch with Sheriff Chris Pren after being notified of the fight in Kendrick's death. Brandon Bell told me that the sheriff, Chris Pren, got in touch with the county coroner. Brandon Bell also said that his father got in touch with another FBI agent who in some way facilitated the editing of the high school surveillance video by corrupting or deleting some 1 hour and 25 minutes of the original recording. Brandon said after Kendrick's death that his organs were removed and newspaper placed in the cavity so to interfere with any effort to establish the correct time or death to otherwise disclose any other injuries. Brandon also told me that the autopsy was falsely documented. So there you have it, man.
Yeah, but how far does this go?
Are they going after these people now?
Well, that was a statement from 2017, and it's 2020 now.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
Probably not.
Doesn't follow.
Kim Kardashian also is advocating for it. She put up a Justice for Kendrick hashtag. So Kim's on it. She might get it, you know.
Kim K.
Hey man, you know what? Shout out to her though.
But
you know?
that's bro, the cover up and just like That's just crazy.
Dude, that is the ultimate highlight of the fuckery, man.
If that happened to my son, I would go murder every one of them sons of bitches. Or I'd die trying.
Right. Allegedly.
Nothing left, allegedly.
Yeah.
It does make you think that way, man. And it's just like,
That'd be hard to take if you're that kid's dad. He's an A honor roll student. He's doing what he's supposed athlete. He's doing everything he's supposed to do, and you kill him because of jealousy, basically,
and get away with it.
And
it makes sense too, man. That these kids, they're gonna talk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because guilty conscience, misery needs company, man. They're probably looking for somebody to approve what they did. So they could sleep at night a little bit better or something. Because once you do something fucked up like that, and roid rage, I mean, the story sounds legit. That he was on roids and he freaked the fuck out and just hit the motherfucker with a weight. You know what I mean?
Teenager on roids.
Yeah, that's a dangerous fucking spot to be in. Correct. So my take on this is maybe it was Kendrick's blood on the wall. Maybe, you know what I mean? Knowing what you know now, it could have been that, and they just said, oh, it wasn't. But we never found the origin. And
it's just the whole anything that anybody that had to do with.
But the removal of the organs, though, that just shows you FBI on the highest level. How are you going to get in touch with those people unless you have FBI ties? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make shit like that happen. You ain't nobody unless you're an FBI kid's kid or an FBI dude's kid.
If you understand, like, they can't do the correct, investigation without certain organs, then that's a little bit deeper.
Some next level shit.
That's some next level. Like, I wouldn't know to do that, bro.
And then they moved the fucking body, and then it took 5 hours to notify a coroner. I mean, it's all here, man. Then the gym cams are altered. This is not mysterious, folks. This is unbelievable. That's what this is. This is another fucking example of why people won't give up. And they're just like, fuck that, man. They're fed up. So my heart goes out, and shout out to Kim K too, man. Go make shit happen with your titties.
And if that don't work, we need to bankroll like a justice squad.
For some of this kind of stuff is just, it's got to stop, because this is what keep the fuel in the fire of why people can't come hand in hand and just have a conversation. Because every time you try to have a conversation on something, you see another disparity.
Right, because those people that shit on the rioters and looters and shit, I want you to keep that same energy for shit like this. I want you to come out and say something right now.
Anger.
Right, and say something, man. Don't just wait for the fucking people to fuck up and then say, I told you. Fuck them. Because that just means you're a racist in the waiting, man, and you're just waiting for something to say, hey, I told you so. And that's what we got right now. We got 330 million I told you so's. Fucking sitting there just waiting for their time to happen to say, well, that's it. That's your fault, man. And then the other one goes, that one's on you. And it just, and we're living it. Nowhere. We're living it. We're not getting nowhere. And I hate getting nowhere. It's one of my peeves, man. I don't fucking like it. I think growth is totally what everybody should be looking to do, man. Yeah. And that's within yourself. That's the person next to you. Let's start looking out for each other, man. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back.
William Murder in the beat.
Welcome back. Line Podcast. Y'all on that critical thinking beat right there. There are specific policies and procedures that relate to an officer-involved shooting, one of which is you don't go anywhere after an officer-involved shooting. After the chaos that occurred at Breonna's residence March 13th, Officer Brett Hankison went AWOL for more than 2 hours after the raid. Nobody knows where the hell he went. Nobody knows why he left. In terms of Brett Hankison's past history, we've got administrative incident reports documenting use of force, 4 years worth, more than 20 of them. We have allegations that was investigated that he took money from suspects. We've got individuals that have continuously been coming forward, filed citizen complaints against him for his conduct, one of which was an exchange, oral sex for not arresting a woman with a known warrant. So These complaints never made it his personal file. Hankerson was cleared of any misconduct in all the cases made against him. But yet, more and more misconduct keeps being exposed. September 12th, 2019, a woman named Emily Terry just finished her first quarter of PA school. She went to celebrate at a local bar with some classmates. Hankerson, who she didn't know at the time, was working security. She was there for about an hour, then decided to go home. She walked for about 10 minutes. A car pulled up next to her. It was Hankerson. He was in police uniform, offered a ride, and she got in and went. He had his hand on her leg and was calling her baby the whole ride. She quoted, "It was like every alarm saying this was wrong was going off in my head all at once. She just remembers her heart was beating out of her chest, scared to the point she was paralyzed." They arrived at the apartment. He leans over and kisses her on the forehead. She thanked him and went around the back of her apartment so he couldn't tell which apartment was hers. She texted her friends the next morning. I'm in Seneca walking with a creepy when a creepy cop picked me up and kept rubbing my leg and calling me baby and kissed me on the forehead. He wasn't in a cop car. Police outfit though, was what the text said. Reply came in. He's like, "Did you get the name and the badge number?" She typed up complaint to the local police department. Then Emily Terry hears about the Breonna shooting. She immediately forwarded to her boyfriend saying that that's the cop that messed with me. So she sends him an article. Boyfriend filed the second complaint, never heard anything back until she posted her story on her Instagram. Within hours of posting, at least a dozen girls reached out with their own encounters with Hankerson. Complaints stem from he invited himself in my apartment, he drugged me, sexual assault while unconscious. Emily Terry and Margot Boulders have been cooperating with FBI in its investigation. Hankerson never responded on request for comment. And that's the officer they fired. So, not for any of those reasons I just listed either.
Whoa.
Damn.
They kept him on payroll until it got popular.
Right.
Yeah.
It's wild, right? Every time someone does something bad, or not does something bad, the narrative is that they're a bad person, right? White, black, all around. It's always leaked, right? You always get the leaked, like, yeah, but he got a D in science, and he always skipped school. Did he pass? Yeah, but he would jaywalk a lot, you know, and like. Right. He would always say "sir" and "ma'am," and I'm not even that old. And it's like, all right, so my point is that like all the bullshit leaks out, and it's like these cops are protected to the third power, and it's like nothing leaks. It's like, oh yeah, he'll just touch people and do this.
Yeah, all those complaints never even made it to his personal file.
But no, I'm saying it'll never leave out. Like it takes shit like that. It takes someone to try to blow it up, and it's like. Basically, they're making it a big deal, right? I'm air quoting. They're making it a big deal. Like, yo, check this shit out. And it's like, hey, no, we knew about that, but we were waiting, you know?
Yep. Wouldn't you get pissed, though, if you were a good cop and you saw bad cops just get off for doing bad shit all the time?
Yeah.
And then you have to own their shit, and now you're getting lumped in with them when they do bad shit. They're like, whoa, everybody fucking just gets off. You're one of them, too. So now all the good things that you've ever done, it's almost like they're not even, it's a thankless job. And that's why they say it's a thankless for the most part, because we keep letting assholes ruin it for the good ones.
But then, I mean, in certain police departments, shout out to Orlando PD, they be on it. I mean, we never had like issues around here like that.
Yeah, they seem pretty fucking on it.
But I think that's because that's the way they policed each other and they policed themselves, because I think that's a cultural thing.
I know Chitwood in Daytona does a jam up job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most part. And I mean, around here, you know, at least I don't see it or hear about like any areas around here where you don't want to.
I'm just saying, man, if I was a good cop, it would piss me off because I'd be pushing the guys around me to say, guys, you're an asshole. No more of that shit I saw you do the other night, dude. Like we got to do. Like I wonder how much of that is going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like that. I know they are though, man. Come on.
You know they have.
But you can't make a bad guy good. This guy Hankerson, he was taking money off people in the streets. Like they said there was like 24,000 or something, and he only turned in 14,000 or something like that to the thing when he took a criminal off the street. Like they have details, all this stuff. And when people do that, right? And you see somebody maybe fondles a fucking girl, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? She had a bikini on. You're supposed to have a woman cop come pat her down or whatever. You know, you see these things, and you know they're telling them behind the scenes, hey, dude, I don't fucking like what I saw. Now, I ain't going to do shit to you, bro, because I ain't trying to take food off the table, but I don't fucking like what I saw.
But you know the saddest part about all of this? You know who pays for all of this?
Us.
And you know how we pay for it? They have things called police brutality bonds. And it's real talk. And these each like constant, like if it happens here in Orlando or it happens wherever, they go to these like it's almost insurance, and they take out a bond, and then
Wow, man.
I think we paying for it. It's almost like I'm
starting to draw
for them to beat us up.
But I'm starting to draw correlations in everything I'm seeing right now. It's like I see the police getting lumped in with the bad police, right? Then I see the rioters getting lumped in with the peaceful protesters. And then you start to see how people are playing people against people. And you see the dividing lines, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. But I'm just hoping that everybody else is seeing the same thing I'm seeing and going, all right, okay, I do see this. People aren't that bad.
You can't,
it's all taught.
It's hard in our position to be that optimistic, because to go back from what Mike brought up and the conversations prior, you got people with the narrative that they'll hold on to till their dying day, and it'll be the narrative. It'll be the narrative of Colin Kaepernick's disrespectful, all lives matter.
It's all the extra the variables.
Yep, and it's brought up, and I'm not saying, and nor should any of us in this room and outside of the room give up. I'm just saying, if you realize and you're okay with the tough battle, then at least a quarter of it should be easier, because you're not doing it and you're not screaming at a padded, or like banging your head on a padded wall for no reason. Right. You understand that people aren't going to understand you. You understand that it's going to be an uphill battle. You understand that
education is flawed.
Yeah, you're going to be there for a while fighting. So just understand the narrative that certain people will not understand you, even if you're in the right.
Well, I think a lot of people are followers too, man, and in a bad way, like wannabes. They're the most dangerous people, because they're always looking to impress people. I think a lot of those people you don't have to worry about and population wise, because they're just going to follow at the end of the day anyway. So once you start herding the cattle in one direction and you get enough going in that direction, those follers are just going to see that and be like, I was always for that team anyway, man. Wait up for me. Wait up for me.
Go silent.
Yeah. So I'm under the impression that we just have to get the common minds, the ones that are fed up with the bullshit, good people. I do believe that there's more good people out there than bad, and even the ones that are acting up, I still believe that hate is taught. You still have to have to factor in all these on every equation you make on whether you're going to fuck with one person or not. Yeah. You know what I mean? You actually have to do all this math.
That's why it's so hard to change it and legislate against hate, because it's a condition. It's a hard thing. It's like I can't never legislate like how you're going to feel about something, because it's not a law against feelings.
Right.
So it's sad, but that's where it's one of the harder things. Like he was saying, it's an uphill battle, because it's just some people that, because it's their condition, is just.
That's so true. And I swear people are brainwashed too, because
wrong with it.
Because I could have a fucking talk with somebody, right? And then they'll fucking go home and I'll see them post some shit against everything we just talked about, and I thought it was a productive conversation. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
You just said
I just wasted 2 hours with you, motherfucker. What the fuck was this about? So it's like it makes me think that people are brainwashed, man. Hate is taught, and it's harder to unlearn things than it is to fucking learn things.
Yeah. Because I'm at a point now.
I keep reminding myself these things.
I'm at a point now.
Helps with patience.
With my kid, right? Speaking of hate, they got this thing. They got this thing going on. No. They got this thing going on in my daycare, and it's like dressed like a character, but like together, right? Like you and another kid, and like I just think about my upbringing and how like my parents just threw me into the fire of like all the races and all the boiler pot, and I never understood that. That like I feel like this is my chance to throw my kid into the pot and like give him that same upbringing. Like, yeah, he has friends now, but to understand that, like, that could be one of your good friends and you won't even give a fuck what color he looks like. It could be a
great lesson, dude.
Yeah. I just feel corny as a dad bringing it up to another dad.
Never feel. Cliche is the way.
Yeah. So,
don't feel corny. So learn it from Corey. So,
that's why when we talk about the hate thing, it's like, I see this opportunity to do something good and bigger than me, because I'm throwing my son into that pot too.
Well, that's just it, man. Because we think it's cool to have the. Remember when we used to fuck with each other? I mean, we still do it. We still pick on each other in ways. Now, if I didn't know you, you'd be like, damn, Corey's a dick.
Yeah.
But since you know me, it's different. So we have this behavior that we engage in, right? And it's kind of like a condescending, but I love you type of thing. You ever heard somebody say, man, if I'm not fucking with you, it means I don't love you. You know, I mean, that's kind of the direction we went with a lot of this shit. So we have to. That's just another part of the math equation you have to factor in. Sarcasm. And it's just like an assholism. You know, it's just a part of our human nature.
You have to get it.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that comes, like, it's not on job applications and fucking shit that comes along with it.
But some people don't.
But some people don't. You legit have to get it. If you don't get it, it blows over your head, and you're just like, oh, you're a dick.
Right. And there's a lot of and there's a lot of those people that don't get that humor. Yeah. They don't get it, and they feel like they're getting picked on and shit. Yeah. I know, because I used to fuck with people in school, and then they would run to the teacher. I'm like, I was just fucking playing. What the fuck? Why are you telling on me for this? I'm gonna get in trouble.
I was just exploiting all his flaws.
As a joke.
Exactly.
I'll make fun of me now.
Right. I'm punching myself. Look, I'm punching myself.
I can't count.
Oh, man. But no, man, that Breonna thing, the result is such a fucking terrible fucking deal, bro. It's
dumb.
The wall got more justice than she did.
It's truthfully, it's so, it's just taking all the wind out of my sails, man. You know, I'm just thinking about that shit, and it's just like, fuck, man. You know, that's just another fucking victory for fucking evil, man. You know what I mean? And it's
and a drop ball at that.
Yeah.
Like, you have the ball in your court.
Well, that's just
like,
it.
You're like, oh, hey, man, let's do right. You guys fucked up, right? In my world, and I'm.
But did they fuck up, or was it the system that sent those cops there to fail?
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying ownership of it. Ownership of it. To say, hey, we got this wrong by the books. Like, this should not be legal.
Right.
Let's say, hey,
those guys that went in to do that raid didn't even know anything about the place. They didn't know Breonna. They didn't know who was in it. They didn't know if it was occupied by a kid. They didn't know anything about it. They were just following orders. They said they went in there. There's a big whiteboard. They had all the places they were raiding that night, all the names underneath each address they were raiding. It was all set up. And they just go and follow orders.
All right.
But that's how you get off in the court of law. So when shit like this happens and it goes wrong, you could say, hey, man, these guys really didn't know what they were doing there. They were just following orders. And shit went bad, man. Sometimes that happens. What are you going to do? Put the cop away forever?
But that's why when we
what do you want us to do?
Do you know, Mike?
That's how it all happens.
Mike, how long did you do the military for?
8 years.
8 years. Did they ever talk, or did you ever hear whispers? Did you ever? Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that. Right? Did they ever have conversations about when told to do something, and if you morally know it's wrong, that you can?
That's a good question.
You can go against it. Did you ever have that conversation? Like, regardless of brother in arms and being told what to do, was there ever a code of morals?
No. Not in my time.
Yeah. How would it work, or how would chain of command work in regards of, like, hey,
whistleblowers were?
You think cops do that?
Whistleblowers were never seen again. They were sent out of the unit.
Yeah.
And probably or military careers were ruined.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that fucking answer.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Wow.
Because I just know because of history.
Plays right. That's a puzzle piece. Put it right there. Fits perfect.
I grew up around, because I was one of, in my time of growing up, it's not a long time, of 30 years, but I was always the runt, and I always overhear the older people talking, and I would always grow up older than my time. And I could hear of military, and it's like certain people would say that. It's like, yo, fuck this snitch. And then other sides would be like, nah, man, like, this guy would have a moral code, and it's like, if you didn't find it suitable, it's like, you know what I mean? So I didn't know. I was just seeing how it went back then, because that's how I would figure it now. Because now it's,
I mean, that's kind of, but it's easy to establish those boundaries, because you're in the line of work, which is a unique line of work that you have to have each other's back, because your lives are on the line.
Yeah.
So when military, police force, it's easy to establish those lines of communication because they have to be there.
But the hardest part is this: even after you got him in custody, I mean, unless that person in that house is a part of the crime syndicate, at that point, I think. I mean, I don't know how deep it was. I don't know what he was doing to the point where they're going into, everybody's house that has something to do with him. But at that point, it's kind of like, if you do have her and she's an EMT, then you should give her the same kind of status you give another officer, because you both are first responders.
I agree.
And you both are almost servicing us at the same time.
Well, that's the idea, right? Yeah, that we all look at each other equal. And we just say, hey, man.
If, first responder to first responder.
It's surprising that they didn't know each other.
Yeah. Which is, it's
right. They said not only did they not know each other, they said there was so many raids that night that they were just pulling people in, whoever could go, and they weren't even aware of each other on the same fucking squads going into these places. So not only did they not know the people that they were going to raid or anything about the places they were raiding, they didn't even know the people that were on each raid with them. Some of them were side by side with each other, didn't even fucking know each other.
So there
was like 5 or 6 raids.
Whoever was in charge even set the officers up to fail in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. And that in the court of law, when you get to, then when it goes to the court, it's easier to understand how none of these cops ever get in trouble. Because how are you going to fucking make a guy that was just following orders get in trouble?
That's what I'm saying.
Might kill somebody.
It's a fallback.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
hard.
fucking bad deal, man.
Hard.
But that's the system that's set up to work in that regard. Yeah. Because you could actually do things to make it out of that. You could change up the laws and say, well, you can't just be shooting recklessly like that unless you have an eye on the target. It's not just wanted endangerment. Now it's fucking a guaranteed manslaughter or whatever.
Yeah.
You could change it. You could upgrade every fucking thing. Just make it a little bit more stringent. But that's the thing. These cops don't get paid enough to put their life out there like that. So it's a whole design system to create this fucking problem we have right now. And it's not one part or another. It's a bunch of pieces moving, and it's all financially driven. It's fucking crazy, man. It's truly a mind fuck. So now that we're done with that, rest in peace, Breonna. Just if there's one thing that taught us, that you can be unarmed, you can have no criminal history, you can be never been to prison or jail before, or in trouble in your life. Hell, you might even be religious and not even say swear words, and you could still get it. That's what we learned from that. Quality topics. Let's do some quick topics, shall we, guys? LeBron has more finals appearances than 27 different franchises. Fucking like it or not. Let's start with Clemmy. How impressive is that, buddy? LeBron has more finals appearances than 27 different franchises. Holy shit.
Just show how much GOAT he is, man.
So now you going Goldilocks?
I like the conversation right now.
Damn. That is impressive. That goes
because when you think about it, I thought about it. It was talking about it last night. It was 10 years. 10 out of 11 years he's been.
But he was hurt when he didn't make it the 11th. Last year he only didn't make it because he was left. He was in 4th place in the West. He was still going to make the playoffs. Who knows what he would have done after that?
10 out of 11 years you're in the NBA Finals. 3 different teams.
Only 3 different teams has more finals appearances than you, and those are teams, not players.
Yeah.
And with what we said about the most playoff wins and never any first round exits,
he's the greatest of his era, bro.
Bro, people that are Michael Jordan people, I still respect you, but I'm listening to you less and less.
Era-wise, I mean, even because Kawhi can go 3 different teams and win championships and be MVP type playing, but it's not like LeBron. LeBron bring the whole nation with him, man.
Yeah. Like it or not.
I'm a fan, man. Let's enjoy it. Give the man his flowers while he's here.
Pretty damn impressive, right? 27 different franchises. Impressive. Like it or not, Mike.
I like it. Like Clemmy said, I think it adds to the goatdom.
The goatdom.
Is that like a scrotum? Oh, I love it. No, of course, I like it too. And how impressive is it? Guys, you heard it from two guys. Clemmy was a Jordan GOAT guy. And he's silently flipping on you right now. He's silently flipping on you.
What would it take for Clemmy to come around?
Yeah, I didn't know. Hey, this show's about changing your mind. I love it, man.
But
I love it.
Special, man.
Clemmy's getting his,
I love it.
Clemmy's getting his LeBron high school jersey out.
Changes. Oh man, it was just when I saw that stat, I was like, no way. NBA Finals is underway. LA Lakers versus Miami. Like it or not, I
like it because it's the narrative of two teams that weren't supposed to be there. It's supposed to be like Bucks and Clippers, Toronto Clippers. Everybody's Clippers. Everybody got Clippers.
Damn sure was.
But now the West, the barbershop is closed. Clippers is out. East, all the Bucks got hunted. Right? Toronto border closed up. Nobody's fan of Canadian bacon no more. And now look where we are. We got Miami Heat and Los Angeles. Yes. I'm a fan. Let's bring it on.
Miami got a chance to win, you think?
If they shoot hot enough yet. They got to shoot hot. Because I don't know who's stopping.
Give me an early prediction. What's the final series going to end
deep
up?
Down, like right now, we're talking about it live. I want to say a sweep because I don't think nobody can stop LeBron on the Heat, right? But it's the finals, and you don't get there by accident. So I'm going to say 5 games because they can win a game. Yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense, man. I was well spoken. Clemmy, what do you think, bud?
I gotta love it because you got LeBron going against the Heat. Pat Riley, LeBron.
The Heat is on.
It's a lot of subplots to that. But LeBron coming back with the best team probably ever been in the playoffs with, bro. You gotta think about it. AD is a whole different. It ain't nobody on the planet right now can stop AD and LeBron together, bro.
LeBron James.
Like it or not, Miami, LA, Lakers, Mikey.
I like it, man. I want to see Miami, I want to see the Cinderella story happen. I want to see Miami just go in there and be like a fucking prisoners versus guards.
I love it.
They can just beat the fuck out
of
the defense.
The 90s.
Yo, maybe they might, dude.
Who knows?
They might. They're that talented, man.
Mike wants somebody to get checked into the game to get all the fouls.
I love it, man. I think it's. I said it earlier. I think I tweeted or put it on Facebook or some shit. I put, wouldn't it be cool if Miami and LA came face to face with based off all the storylines and all that shit.
All the writers were probably drooling. They're like,
and
so
right,
This is awesome.
Right. Endless storylines. Real talk. Endless storylines. So then you got, because Udonis Haslam's still playing there and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was with them. So I mean,
they said Udonis Haslam has been in 3 decades worth of finals.
That's crazy. And he played for the Gators, which won 2 national titles. Or no, was he on that team? No, he wasn't on that team. He wasn't on that team. I take that back.
Udonis did the 2000s, he did the 2010s, and he did the 2020.
Yeah, man.
Florida can be the state of champions. Think about it.
Holy
shit. The
shit.
Lightning just won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
You're right.
Fucking
shout out to the Lightning.
Rays are fucking. They won their division. They're
Rays
hot.
You're right.
Fucking October baseball's coming
Bucks
up.
could win.
And the Bucks could win it, dude.
The Bucks
I
could
thought about it
possibly
when Tampa Bay Lightning just won. Shout out Tampa Bay Lightning, bro. I thought about it, I was like, it could be the Bucks because every time.
And our college teams are jumping too, so maybe one of them pops off too.
That could be.
We got
we're not talking about
UCF
college right now.
How many professionals?
How
many
There's too many of that
professionals?
shit.
4?
There's too many. But I'm talking like
Four pros?
all the pros.
Hockey,
like we got a rep
baseball,
from each one.
Basketball,
Yeah.
Football.
4, yeah, man.
So I like this a lot because remember Clemmy when I said, and you thought I was fucking crazy. If LeBron wins his first one, this year he's gonna win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Remember when I said that?
I remember you said that.
I said if he gets this one, he's gonna win 3 in a row because after he wins this one, he's going to acquire another player that wants to win and just ride with LeBron.
Yeah.
And AD. And once they do that, they're going to win another one. Then once they they're going to three-peat.
That would be
On
sick.
the way out, dude. Bye-bye.
Sick.
And then he's going to fuck all y'all. And you're going to only have stats to talk about because he's going to be tied with Jordan with 3 titles or 6 titles apiece. So then all you're going to have to, that stat thing that you didn't want to pay attention to, you're going to have to look at it for the rest of your fucking life.
But then at that point, if he get 3 more, bro, he'll be all-time scorer.
Yeah,
He'll be all-time scorer without never being.
He's going to be that anyway.
But think about it. He'll be the all-time leading scorer without never leading the league in scoring.
Oh, wow.
He's just blowing
His mind has just been blown.
Shit. How come I didn't think of that? That's a stat of the day, son. Yo, that is a real thing.
That's a real thing.
He could potentially be the highest scorer above Kareem, above Malone and all of them, above Jordan, above Kobe, without never 1 year ever leading the league in scoring. You hear it here, Lion Podcast. We be dropping shit. Wow, that's crazy,
I
dude.
went cross-eyed on that one.
Yeah, dude, I literally...
That's crazy,
You stopped in your tracks.
I pooped myself a little bit, actually. I think a little bit came out.
I just woke up. What happened?
Yeah, I think a little bit...
I just came back.
I just pissed my pants.
Yeah, I think a little bit did
I
happen.
passed out because there was too much info.
Oh, my God.
Overload.
Good take on that, Clemmy. I like that, man. Chicago Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky gets benched for Nick Foles in third quarter on Sunday game versus the Falcons. Like it or not, Mike?
I love it, man. Good for Nick. And you know they're both being good sports about it. You know, Nick's been supporting him this whole time, and Trubisky was he was a good sport about it. So yeah, man.
Right.
Nice act.
What's up, Clemmy? How you feeling?
It's time for that Nick Magic. I think it's a good thing.
Don't you be taking the Fitz magic?
You hand him the baton, dude. Just like Wentz going down, but now it's like, give me the baton.
Oh, how you like it all?
Did they come back and win?
Yeah, they came back.
Yeah, buddy. Let's get it.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because they're 2-0. And you got a young quarterback, and it was his first interception.
But you got to think about it.
And hold
How
on.
long you going to get Trubisky to be young, bro?
And, well, true. But what I'm saying is...
You should have let him lose?
I don't know if that's a tough... you're right, in a way, but I didn't want to say it like that, but...
That's the only way.
I
You're
think-
2-0. If you're 2-1...
Yeah, man, you got to kind of learn. You got to learn what's going on, and when the feeling of throwing an interception is something you got to get through, man.
Right.
You got to learn how to take that next step and treat a touch like, I forget who said it, Eli or somebody said, you treat a touchdown like an interception and an interception like a touchdown. In other words, you just stay fucking the same all the time.
But
you don't get up, you don't get down, never.
But I think in his case, it maybe not been the interception, it could have been the read.
Yeah.
And at this point, bro, you got it's a lot of good quarterbacks in the league right now, and you got
Coach went, fuck his emotional development right now. I want to win this fucking game.
Coach might see a lot more of the team.
Not only that, really quick,
right now,
as a sports fan, right? They came back and won.
They did.
Yeah.
Can you fault him for
No,
doing
that's
that?
why you guys are right. I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
Yeah.
I think that
Because I get even the best elite, you don't pull them.
Yeah.
Right?
If it wasn't Trubisky, I don't think I would say this, but it's
Right.
Trubisky, and he's on the same card that Deshaun Watson and fucking Mahomes and the standards that they're being held to and shit because he
But
came
he's
out
not
with them.
No.
Well, he was looked at like that.
and picked higher.
Right, and you're 2-0, so I think no matter what the circumstances are, you're the fucking Bears, dude. Just take your loss, and you stick with Trubisky.
Fuck you. I like my job, bitch.
You know?
If I'm a head coach, I like working.
It's all about the
But
W.
at some point, they have to learn that. I mean,
They'll learn it later.
But now, but I know
Got
this
plenty
stuff.
of interceptions down the road in life.
But I learned this though.
Practice.
But this is how I thought. I could speak from experience on this one, man. When I was young, though, I remember because I would have to be playing with the bigger dudes because I was a little bit talented, and fucking when I would get in there, they would pull me as soon as I made a mistake, and it was discouraging as fuck because I knew that they were twice my size and shit. So I was trying to fucking do what I was told and everything. I'm trying to remember the plays and do everything. And meanwhile, I'm getting physically mauled by bigger dudes because that's just how it goes. And when I would make a mistake, they'd pull me out and they'd yell at me. And I'm like, all right, but that didn't help. I was one of those guys that needed to be coached differently, man. You just have to tell me what the fuck's on your mind. You ain't got to fucking scream it in my face and shit like that.
Well, they didn't have time to teach you. They wanted to play this fucking game.
Yeah.
It wasn't about down the line.
It ain't tutor time right now.
It's true.
Well, and it's not about down the line. It's about, hey, we're going to lose.
Well, if you're going to take an 8th grade student and you're going to bring them into a high school AAU and stuff, it kind of is tutor time. For that guy. For that one kid.
Hey, you were tutored. They were like, go away and work on this shit on your own. Come back when you work this out.
You know what? Touche. You're right, because it worked. It made me fucking starving to be better. Yeah.
Layup drills.
Yeah, you know what?
Use your left hand, Corey.
You might be right, Mike. Touche, because that did, like, no matter what I just said, man, that I wouldn't like to be coached. Yeah. I just said a preference in coaching, but truth be told, I learned a lesson anyway.
But it's tough love. It's almost like your argument is just because he came out with those guys, y'all should keep him because y'all picked the number 1 that year.
Well, now let me go back to this real quick.
Dude. He was like,
let me go back to this now.
They seen this
my
before.
situation was different. I'm not on camera in front of millions of people either.
Yeah.
They gave him last season though, man.
Yeah.
But he's 2-0, man. He could have won that game maybe.
No.
Bro. You can't say no for sure.
They know him better.
I see what you're saying.
You can't say no for sure. I mean, it looked no as fuck.
What if they What if they knew that he couldn't bounce back from that? They know he's not
Obviously they did. They pulled his ass.
They pulled the fuck out of his ass, dude.
And he made that read one more time where he look at the linebacker and throw it to him.
They said, hey, let's pull this plug right now. Because we'll say,
shut this shit down while we're still 2-0. God damn it, right now.
He said, hey, let's save energy and get the LED light bulb in right now.
Remember you pulled this shit in practice that one time? And
I just think Foles gold is Foles gold.
Foles gold.
It's Foles gold, man. 3 ESPN analysts. You're going to like this, This might hold yourself down real quick. 3 ESPN analysts have Dak as a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. Like it or not, we'll start with
No, man. It's all hot takes, bro. It's all hot takes. It's all to say.
Let's name 5 better.
Okay, so you got Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Allen from
and Brady. And Brady.
Brady's still good. Right, Drew
I
Brees
don't know
isn't
about.
dead.
I don't know
Russell
about
Wilson. I didn't even say Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson's 5.
We started with Wilson. Wait, we got to write these down. Yeah.
So Russell
Wilson.
No, I said Patrick.
Brady.
Yeah, he said Patrick. Then Lamar.
Mahomes.
Hold on, keep going.
That's 5, or that's 3.
Lamar Jackson.
Rodgers is definitely. I don't know if you want to put Lamar over him.
Lamar in there, bro.
Fuck yeah. You mean an MVP, dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wrong. That's 5 already. Yeah, they're wrong. That's bad. Yeah. Hey, those 3. Come up with 3 more. Yeah. Right.
I can. And then you still got Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Then you still got.
I need to find these guys.
Yeah.
These guys are dumbasses.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, it's just to get your name in there and you get to say it. And
wow, man. I can't believe I didn't write that down before the show.
It's Dallas Cowboys.
It would have been easier to figure it out. I don't even want to go to you guys because that's just terrible.
It's controversial.
Yeah.
It's hype.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
Oh, man.
America's team.
On Sunday Night Football, Chris Collins suggested the Super Bowl being the best 2 out of 3 contests. Like it or not, Clemmy.
No, bro. 2 out of 3?
But it made me think a little bit.
It will be
just for that, just the Super Bowl.
Just so the Super Bowl game would be best.
A potential 3 games.
No, that's too much wins.
Mike, you like that or not?
How would you spread it out? You do a game a week or what?
Yeah, probably a game a week.
Oh yeah, okay. Then
in February.
Yeah, maybe even a game every 2 weeks since it's the Super Bowl.
I think I say give it a try.
Me too. I like that. I like that attitude, man.
I like it just because you see teams have bad games.
Right.
So are you the better team because the other team faulted? No, you just won. That doesn't mean you're better. You won. So you get the victory. And we're all on board. You could say there's a winner and a loser.
The matchups have been so close too lately.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that.
And I'm saying, you want to see chess and not checkers? Throw them in the pot 3 times.
Yeah, because then you're studying game tape like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Going, you hit him with the 1-2 today. Go with the 3-4 tomorrow. You know?
You're gonna see some fucking mad shit.
Yeah, and then you can say,
Flicker crazy.
You can say, yo, you beat us, or you run the annexation of Puerto Rico
you
from
really beat
the
us.
Giants.
Yeah. And then,
So,
dude,
I'm a fan.
Yeah, man, I think it'd be worth the trial run. Yeah, but injuries would be the
Especially-
sucky thing. What if your quarterback gets hurt in game 2 or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. That's
you
the
don't
hard
get the
part. You
good,
get the injury bug.
The injury bug. That could be
lot of
possible.
wear. 3 games. Woo.
But it would make you, you know, it would make for interesting because, like Omar says, dude, there's a lot of people that just go out and there and lay an egg, dude, and then you're like, oh, the Super Bowl's over. That's the end of the season, dude. It's done. So, but definitely more drama, man. I think it would be worth a try. Mr. Tokes, yes, me in the third person, says there is a threat to the Tom Brady throne, and his name is Patrick, not Pat Mahomes. Like it or not.
I like it.
You like it, Clemmy? I didn't even say go first, but go ahead, go first, dog. Let's go.
No, I like it because, Pat Mahomes is right now out of Russell Wilson and him, bro. It's hard to say who's number 1 is number 2.
Between him and Russell Wilson?
Yeah, between
Look,
him and
respect
Russell
for Russell for everything he's done, but fuck him. Mahomes.
Bro, no.
Not F him.
No.
No, I mean fuck him if it's it's
No,
like not even
bruh.
close in my opinion.
But I'm just saying, what you got to think about it. Russell Wilson is doing what he's been doing consistency.
But nobody's
for a long
used
time
Russell
ago.
Wilson with GOAT in the same conversation. This man is 22, 23 years
He's
old.
on the GOAT path.
He's already got
but
an
I'll give him
MVP. He's already got a title.
Yeah.
And we just watched him
Super Bowl
fucking
MVP.
go out there against
Bowl
Baltimore in Baltimore
Hey.
and have 6 touchdowns in a game that I would have been surprised if he would have thrown for 3.
You heard? You said MVP, and then Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a pretty big deal.
And he's only 23 years old. He's got his whole fucking, and he just signed a $500 million contract.
And I'm a Chiefs fan.
Get the fuck
Man,
out of
get
here.
the fuck out of here!
Fuck out of here, Clemmy.
Boo this man!
Fuck out of here,
I want to see.
Clemmy, finish your picks, Clemmy.
You know what I want to see?
Finish your picks.
Finish your picks. Go ahead, Mike.
I want to see, him when he's Brady's age. I want to see him go to the Raiders.
Yes. I could see Mahomes in a Raiders uniform, dude. All blacked out, black and white.
That'd be crazy.
Man.
He would look
I
mean.
think
Dude,
you
anybody
spelled-
looks mean in those
I
uniforms.
think you said Raiders wrong. Cowboys.
Yeah, right. No shit. All right. Well, whose go is it? I forgot.
What do we got?
You're the only one that said it, right? You
Yeah.
think that? Do you think Mahomes is a threat to Tom Brady's throne
Yeah, man. It's a passing league. He's young.
already?
They're slinging it.
That's a bold statement, though, man. He just comes in ripping it so well that he's already a fucking threat. Do you know people like Aaron Rodgers and people that have been on deck to try to like conquer that the Peyton Mannings and all of them? Is just
Yeah,
like that's a
but
thing.
we have also
This
said
guy
yes.
just walked in and said,
Weapons.
But we
you.
also said yes to all those. We said Aaron Rodgers has potential. Like you're saying potential. You're not
For
saying
sure.
bet your money on put money on like potential.
"But this
Yeah.
guy throws no look passes."
I don't like those. That's bullshit. He looks.
His
No,
football
they get it.
knowledge, though, is
Yeah,
equal to
it's-
his like incredibly amazing,
His-
athletic ability.
yeah.
He's
Right.
got,
He's got
at
all of
this,
it.
at this age.
He's got it all except for the
stage.
tall. He's got it all except for the tall.
His hand and his eyes are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But the difference between him and a lot of those guys is his weapons, bro. He got 4 or 5 track stars.
Oh yeah.
I agree, but I think
Period.
he'd be making noise no matter where the fuck he's at, dude. That guy could play.
Period. He can play.
He could play.
But bro,
Give me a team. Give me a team.
you see
if he's
that-
on Cleveland,
if you throwing,
he's playing.
If you throwing off your back foot and just throwing it up,
Right.
you got to have a dude so fast,
yeah.
to run up under that,
Talk to me.
and gauge
Tell
how
him.
to fall up under it.
Preach.
That's
Yeah. And he does have
on
Kelsey.
both of their
He
parts.
has Kelsey and Hill. He's got a squad for sure, dude. But and he's got Sammy Watkins just wandering out there. That's never a bad option. And then the other dude, he has got endless weapons. But what I'm saying is, give me another team though.
Where?
Just give me anywhere else to send Patrick right now. Replace him with Patrick as a quarterback.
Like if you had to move him,
Yeah.
you put him on Tampa, right?
I could see him playing.
Him at Tampa
anywhere.
it wouldn't be
If he went to Miami, he'd blow up.
Damn.
If he went to Jacksonville, he'd blow up. I see him going anywhere and just bringing it.
Yeah, he would bring it. Yeah,
dude, he's a bad
because the stuff
dude.
he do
Man.
is different.
He's a different
He's
human
a
being.
different kind of.
When you could throw the ball 100 fucking yards, dude.
Yeah, and he's only going to get more accurate, I think.
He's on some Bo Jackson shit, dude. He gets on his knees at the 50-yard line, on his knees, and can throw it right through the middle of the uprights, dude. On his fucking knees at the 50-yard line. Guy's got a fucking cannon.
He's a coach's
He's got an
dream.
arm.
Yeah,
He's got an
He's got a
arm.
fucking arm.
He's got an arm.
Fucking howitzer right there.
Yeah, I think
Dude, he's got a cannon.
I'm gonna say that I already think that, dude, we're looking at something that we've never seen before, and it doesn't take a whole day to recognize sunshine. I think this dude, especially with what he just did on Monday night against the Ravens,
A good defense.
is fucking in a good defense is unbelievable. No matter what weapons he has right now, he's Andy Reid is the weapon. Actually,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
that's the fucking weapon.
and that's really what makes
Brainiac.
it right.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the NFL picks and recap. What do we got, guys? I fucking shit the bed last week, dude. I went from
10-6.
undefeated to fucking.
Defeated. I went 10-6, boys.
I just
10-6.
lost another game
10-6,
somehow.
10-6.
I went 9-7.
I went 8-8.
Good for you, man.
So now our totals are. I'm at 33. O's at 35, leading the pack. Jeezy's tied with me at 33, and Mr. Clemmy is one behind us at 32. So
Here we go.
I don't know who's eating poo or not, but
Thursday, Denver at the Jets.
I
got Denver.
I'm rolling with New
you
York.
gotta
New
wait your
York.
turn, Mr.
Damn,
Clemmy.
I got the Bronchos.
Oh, 3-1.
We got.
I'm rolling with New York.
I got the
Really?
Yeah.
You going Jets on
the
there?
lone wolf.
All right, let's go.
Minnesota at Houston.
I got Houston.
I got Minnesota.
Houston.
What do you got, Clemmy?
I got the Texans.
I got Minnesota.
All right, next.
Damn.
Pittsburgh at Tennessee. Old
got
school
Pittsburgh.
rivalry. I
I
got
got
Tennessee.
Steelers.
Titans.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm by myself 3-3.
shit.
Buffalo at the Vegas Raiders.
I got the Raiders.
I got Buffalo.
I got Raiders.
I got the Raiders.
Holy shit, Lone
Damn.
Wolf. Cleveland and Dallas. I'm rolling with my boys.
I
for
got
this
the
one.
boys.
Dallas.
I got Cowboy.
Yep.
Dallas.
Boys all around.
Baltimore,
America's team.
Baltimore versus Washington.
You know I got to get Baltimore for this. They're gonna
Baltimore
abuse them.
punch
This
Cleveland
might be
in
the
the
worst. This might be the worst fucking beating.
Ass whooping.
They're gonna beat them worse than I
kicking
beat
BS
Turner,
with the
man.
ball.
They're gonna beat the shit out of these motherfuckers, bro. This is a redheaded
I'm sorry,
stepchild
I feel
beating.
bad for him, man.
Yeah, poor Redskins.
Colts versus
The
Bears.
Redskins gonna be redder. It's gonna be red.
They're going to
bro.
change their names back to the
It's gonna be the
Redskins.
Deadskins when they're fucking done.
Damn.
Colts versus Bears.
I got the Colts.
I got the Colts.
I got the
That
Bears.
was a
Nick
tough one. I
Foles.
took the Bears, man.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Bears are
baby.
gonna suffer that.
Foley Woley. Bengals Jags.
I got the
I
Jagoffs.
got the Jags.
I got the Jags.
Jaguars.
I'm right. Saints Lions.
I got the Saints.
I got Drew Brees.
I got the Lions.
Yeah, I got the Saints.
I almost took the
Sammy's the lone
Lions,
wolf.
man. I think the Lions are gonna fuck
Seahawks,
on that
Dolphins.
game.
What's
I got
up?
the Dolphins.
Oh,
Shit, Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
This fucking
Yeah,
guy.
Let's go.
You did that just to be contrary.
Yep.
No, I did that
No, he
because
took the
I was gonna
challenge.
pick the Saint. I was gonna pick
Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle. Or no, on the Clemmy game, the one before that. But I picked the Saints instead.
Wow.
I was gonna pick the Lions.
Bucks Chargers. I'm rolling with Tommy. Hashtag Tommy.
I got Chargers.
I got the Bucks Chargers. I got the Bucks.
The Bucks.
Yep.
I got the
And
Chargers.
then
What?
You got what?
Rams.
Chargers gonna win that
Rams
game.
versus Giants.
I got the Rams.
I got Rams.
Ramses.
I got Rams.
Cardinals Panthers.
Got the Panthers.
Cardinals.
Cards.
Cards.
All right, Lone Wolf. Chiefs Patriots.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Hey,
You
that's
have-
given.
I got Chiefs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chiefs.
You know what? I'm changing it.
To what?
Patriots.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of faith.
That's gonna be their one loss this
He
season.
haven't lost in September, bro, ever.
Bill
Well,
Belichick.
it's the next month by the time they play Clemmy.
He's not playing Cam. He's playing Bill Belichick.
And he's playing in October next Sunday.
Yeah.
Bro, why you know what? Leave me alone.
I'm just
bro.
telling
I'm
you the
ready
truth.
to pick.
How long is September? Clemmy? What the fuck? Niners, Eagles.
Got the Niners.
I got the Eagles.
I got the Niners.
Mine are 49ers.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Packers, Falcons to wrap it up, boys.
I got the Packs.
I
Pack.
got Aaron Rodgers.
I got Pat.
Discount double check.
Wait, who are they playing again?
Falcons
Is it at Atlanta?
at Atlanta.
I'll take them. Fuck it. Let's go Falcons.
I'll take the Falcons for the first half, and I'll take Packers for the second half.
Hey,
Let's go Falcons.
The Falcons have burned me the last
I'm either
2
gonna
weeks,
do really,
man.
really good or really fucking bad.
Never bet in the Falcons.
Yes.
He knows he can come back.
Yeah, I'm just fucking.
got
I did say some crazy ones, dude. I got the fucking Dolphins beating Seattle.
Bro, that's what I'm like.
I got the
What?
Patriots beating the fucking Chiefs.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Dolphins is big money. That's high rolling.
Yeah, we're gonna do the hero of the day, Notorious RBG for obvious reasons. Rest in
Yes,
peace. Rest in
rest in
peace. And that's it, man. Has anybody got anything to say before we get out of here?
No, man. Winter's coming. Bring it on, dog. Get a break from
I
the
can't
heat.
wait, dude. What, we got a 50-degree weather in 2 days or what?
Do
Something
we?
Like that?
Wow.
Thursday,
Yeah,
it's dropping.
60 dropping.
Yeah, it's dropping.
Yeah.
It's like
That's what I
56,
said.
right?
I'm gonna be walking
I
around
didn't know
half
this.
child, dog.
60.
Damn.
Mother Nature's gonna touch me.
forgot.
Right?
Oh, dude, can we all do friction?
Hot
Let's
in-
spoon.
I fucking
hot
love
in
you guys.
here.
Hey,
Hey, love somebody,
Spooning
man.
season's here.
love somebody. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you can't be nice, keep it moving then.
Be a part of the pride on the People's Network. Please subscribe.